not going to give nobody no free game in the public. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he can win, you know, but you have to do certain things, you know. And I've been consistent over the years, you know, and I told you guys straight up, when I look at Chris Brown, he still have that monkey on his back, you know. Yeah, until he remove that monkey on his back and do certain things, he can win this case. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he can win. You know what I'm saying? Yes, but these people are not going to sit down on him and just feel like, you know what I'm saying, they'll just hand him money like that, you know. Yeah, they're gonna put up a fight, you know. Yeah. So he have to be careful, as I told you guys straight up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but when we told her, I say that they're gonna, now because he filed this big lawsuit, they're gonna try to do like what they do Diddy in the beginning, you know, when he filed against the Ciroc people and stuff, and we told you guys, I see that you will see that they will push back, you know, that whenever you're going up against, you know, big multi-billion-dollar companies and stuff like that, you have to move a certain way, you know. You have to move a certain way. You have to do certain things. You have to watch every single move. You know, this is not just like back in the day. Feel like you're gonna file lawsuits and like that, and feel like people is not gonna come for you and feel like they're gonna sit down. No, they're gonna fight back too. You know, saying yeah, nobody trying to pay out no money. You know, so, and I told you guys that this is gonna be you know, a serious fight for him. You know, so I'm seeing so much things that is going to affect him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So knowing how it is, you know, you just had your birthday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you just had your birthday and stuff. You know what I mean? Because he's a Taurus, and then you end up boom. You know, you're thinking, well, you know, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna go on your tour. You think it's gonna run good, and then boom, everything at a standstill. You know? Yeah, you have to be careful. And people have to understand, you have to choose your battles, you know. I always tell people that. Fight battles that you know that you can win. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I said it in my previous video. He can win this battle, but I do not know if you have it in him. And I'm saying to really win, because you already done show that, you know what I'm saying, he didn't see them coming. You know, and I try to tell you guys straight up, when you're in a certain level in life, you're supposed to have the best spiritual team behind you to see a blind spot. So when something like this is going to pop up, you know what I mean? Your people could give you a heads up so you know how to move. That's why some people are very successful in life, you know, and some people are just moving around by guess. Hi everyone, coming to you guys with a quick another advanced predicted that we predicted over a year ago. The first time when coming to Chris Brown and his court case, you see that you know, his court case came down that the federal judge throughout his court case. We had told him a year ago, first time, that he have to do certain things. You know what I mean? Yeah, if he want to win that case, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then after when he get charges brought against him in England 7 months ago, we said it again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that you have to be careful, because these people are very powerful. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna fight back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you guys see the video clip, you know, we talking about that in the beginning. You see the two clips, that it's not going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you have to move a certain way. You can't just leave it to depend on your lawyers and them and think everything is going to be okay. No, this is spiritual and psychological warfare that they're fighting against this young man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and Chris Brown just think you can just leave it to your lawyers. No, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you guys know I've never lost a court case from a paying client ever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is why, like me, I don't do court cases anymore. Court cases very tricky. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to have everybody on deck. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to be on deck. People have to move in silence, you know, and things like that. Now, yeah, that's why you see with us over here, we pick and choose who we want to work with. You don't just work with Tom, Dick, and Harry. If someone is all over the place and stuff and delusional, all in your head, you're not a good client for me to want to work with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want people who's grounded, stable, focused, believe, and trust in me. Because if you don't trust me and you don't believe, it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I always tell people that. That's why people who run it by different readers and stuff, I wouldn't take them on as clients. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta be stable. You gotta be sound-headed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why some people don't like to work with celebrities. You see that like Kim Kardashian, they have like 4 different readers because they're all in their head. They want to hear what they want to hear. That's the worst type of client you want to have. You want a client who want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some people, some astrology signs, they want to hear fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that is why I'm super careful when coming to, I will read for anyone, but I'm not going to work for anyone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll read for anybody that pop up. But when coming to working and giving them spiritual help and things like that, I'm very selective. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nobody's desperate over here. Nobody have no time for that. So that's why we pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? We are at that level that we could afford to pick and choose who we want to work with. You know what I'm saying? And I like people who sound in the mind, you know, mentally, you know, I'm sound. Not all over the place in fantasy running here and thing. And I don't like people desperate. Desperate people do desperate stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you're desperate, I'm not the person you want to come over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta be stable, you gotta be sound, you gotta be able to want to give me 3 to 6 months to turn your life around. One thing with us over here, we turn people's lives around. You know, a lot of you guys could use the screen name. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we have turned a lot of people's lives. That is when you're a boss spiritualist, that you could turn people's lives around quickly. You know, not tell them what they want to hear. You know, yeah. So when coming to Chris Brown, I see that Chris Brown will move into a bigger estate. I know he had his original home out in California, LA, but I see he's going to move into something bigger. You know, some kind of new home for him for 2026 into 2027. So don't be surprised to see Chris Brown come out and see close on some of the home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so something big. I see he's going to move into a new environment. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, and I see they're fixing it up, doing a lot of work and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I see he needs to protect, you know, his mental health. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, you know, Taurus always in the head, need to be grounded. And a lot of women around him, are pulling him here and there spiritually. So we see a lot of love magic spells around Chris Brown. You know, you guys see that with that young man, I think Rod Wave, had a young chick. And the young chick spiritualist put her on blast. It was all over TikTok, Instagram, where she didn't pay the spiritualist. Yeah. One thing as I tell people have to be careful who they're going by. And a lot of people who are wrong celebrities and stuff, some people who, even some celebrities, they will come to spiritualists and they will feel entitled. And some of them will feel like, oh, because they come by you, you're supposed to do something free for them. So I've seen that over the years with some people. One thing with us over here, I always take all my money up front. I don't play. So if I have no free job over here, I don't care who you are. Because one thing with us, I always tell you guys, we're on a different level. See, there's 4 different phone lines. And then I'm talking to recording a next phone there. So it's 5 phone lines that I have. And this is 4 here. These are for important VIP, certain level. Small P, VIP, small P, and different things like that. So we don't beg anyone over here. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, we don't beg anyone. This is how we do it. You do it quietly and you move a certain way. Some people want to be boasting and talking and stuff. No, you don't have to have a bunch of subscribers. You don't have a bunch of followers and all that kind of. You don't need all that. As long as you're good, people is going to come to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when coming to Chris Brown, I see you have to be careful with something with the law again between 2026 and 2027. You know, certain people in high places still want to try to destroy him. You know, when coming to his reputation, I told you guys, he still have that monkey on his back from over the years. Until he clear up that, things will be good for him. One thing, you cannot touch him with his talent and stuff like that. He will always be one of the most talented young men out here. You know, I see more stuff for him in the future. You know, and I'm glad that he had a successful tour. But when coming to his personal life, I see that is where he will run into certain problems. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So definitely, as I told you guys, we see that someone that he know dearly will pass away between 2026 and 2027. So it could be one of his rapper friends, entertainers, somebody in the entertainment industry could pass away, or it could be someone close to him. But I see that, you know, someone that he knows dearly and he's going to feel it. And we're not wishing anything, just telling you guys what we are seeing. Because, you know, we just come here to show off our skills. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So he just have to watch himself, you know, and, you know, be careful. Because his downfall in the future right now will be women. So you have to be careful that you don't pick up a Delilah, you know. Yeah, you have to be careful that you don't pick up a Delilah. Because a lot of people out to still get him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you understand? So he have to be careful all the time. You know, and make sure security is tight especially for new people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to watch out for new ladies, you know, these new ladies, young ones. You have to be careful with them. A lot of these young people now, they're all going by a lot of spiritualists to try to tap men to get them to spend money, especially like in the Miami area, Dubai, because Dubai have you have more women, looking for a rich man in Dubai than more millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So you have more women. That's why you find a lot of influencers in Dubai and Miami. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like right now, you see Miami is supposed to be the place having most set of influencers, because all the billionaires is between Miami and Dubai right now. You know, New York is still number one when coming to billionaires, but a lot of the playboys type of billionaires and stuff, they'll be more operating in Dubai, more Miami. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot of the women and them will be in those areas a lot more. And a lot of them are doing a lot of love magic to draw these men to them. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So, you know, the men will pay for the apartment, pay for them, pay for the lifestyle and things like that. So that is what happen. You know, you see that in Dubai. I know a lot of young women running down there over the years, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And these men have 10, some of them have 10, 15 girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? Because they could afford that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they could afford to maintain that type of lifestyle down there. So we have seen it many times over the years, because we have clients all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we don't have to put people's business in the streets, but we're just telling you guys what we are seeing. So when coming to Mr. Brown, you just have to continue watching himself, take his health, and we wish him all the best. Be careful with something with the law. You need to watch over these ladies and them around him. We told you guys that we see that one of these women will try to make a baby for me in the near future. Don't surprise you see that you hear in the near, between now and 2027, that someone is going to be pregnant for him in the near future. I see 2 more kids for Chris Brown, at least 2 more. You know what I'm saying? Kids for Chris Brown in the near future. So between now and 2028, don't be surprised to see that he could end up having 2 kids between now, 2026 and 2028, but at least one will come out within that time, because he's like, what, 36 or something like that. So, you know, 36, 37, anywhere around there. So, yeah, so he could have 2 more kids, you know? Yeah, you know, between now and 2028, or maybe, you know, between now and 2030. You know, he could have 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so you have to be careful of these women. A lot of women around him, Delilahs, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that they could come in, you know, play the long game and try to destroy him on the back end. So he have to be careful who he have around him. But I see certain women, the minute they get in proximity to him, they can try to, you know, do certain things. But we're not here to give nobody no free game, because that's not our style. And I'm saying, yeah, if someone want to know something, you go to the spiritualfixer.com. That's the only way to book your time. Book your time. That's it. I don't do free readings. I don't give people access to me. You gotta go to the website. Go to the website. You know, if it's a first time person, you might want to book the platinum, because the platinum, we can go deep. You know what I'm saying? Some people might have certain problems that are going on internally, and we might be able to check into that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you have to go to the website. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the only way I will be able to know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because sometimes some people might pull up by me for a reading, and sometimes people might send them. They might be a representative. Like I see someone from a different culture pull up by me recently, and they was from a different culture. But everything in the reading, when I look at them, they were lying. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I realized they were a representative for someone, because that has happened. Whenever you see a lot of high rollers and stuff watching you, and they don't want to come in person, they will send someone to test you out to see, you know, how accurate it is. Yeah. So I've experienced that many times over the years, you know, where people will send a representative. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I've seen that many times, because some people, they just lie and think that you can't see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I've seen that happen many times. A lot of times people come to me, man, I know so much stuff that I just want to go too deep, because as a man and females coming to you, so you don't want to scare them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, that's how it is sometimes. So more power to Chris, and happy birthday to all my family members, my auntie birthday, all my January Aquarius. I know my auntie Rachel, she's having a birthday coming up this week. I know Kiana, you know, Kiana, you having your birthday also too. Happy birthday to you. Nicole, I know you having your birthday, and all my Aquarius, you know, especially my January Aquarius, you know. Happy birthday to all you guys, you know. All right, no request videos, and that's it for Chris Brown. We wish him all the best. That's all we're gonna say. We're not gonna go into too much details, you know. All right, take care, guys. Bye.